Hello everyone. As you can see, it's a new week and welcome to my weekly journey. Last week I did some work, at work. I spent a lot of time to spec a task, and you can see, that is not very easy. So even after the normal work time, I had to spend some time to do it. That is not a very good experience, but I know it's worth to do it. Nobody required me to do that, but I thought I need to do it in time. I have to do it by myself and another woman colleague. We are a team and we need to do it, but as the new joiner, I have configured my computer successfully, but she didn't. Maybe her computer doesn't work very well, so we did have a comparison, but sometimes I write more codes. I have write more codes. I have write more code to the bug. Just more details is related to the application memory leak, and it's related to the application performance. So anyway, we did have some work to do. So anyway, the most remembering I cannot forget is that I have a day to overtime my time to my work time. I suppose that will be a point I want to mention. And work is not easy as a new joiner, Last Thursday, our senior boss pinged us to ask us, do we have some changes? Do we have new updates? And at that point, we prepared a new demo, and However, at that point, there is a new update. There is another colleague who has changed the model, who has changed the code. Like us, we found there are some reasons. There are some reasons to change the. There are some reasons which impacted the application performance, which is related to the memory leak. But for us, that the model component is one of the reasons. And at that point, the colleague already have found the bug, and they already create a pull request ready to merge, and they also send us an email to mention it. So there is a feeling which is not very good. It seems that someone who already do it first than us. So that is not a good feeling, and it feels that we are like a failure. Yeah. However, since we have more reasons for the application performance, so we want to talk more about our changes, to show our performance. So at that point, we really want to do the demo as soon as possible. However, the senior boss seems very busy, and he didn't have enough time to join the meeting. So our boss requires us to have a demo with a front-end engineer who lead us to do it. Yeah. So at that point, we talked some contest in the Teams chat. However, when we start to do the demo, the front-end engineer said that maybe we need to, based on the model changes, to do our demo, so we can know the difference between the colleague, so we can know the difference between what we changed and what the previous colleague changed. So anyway, we feel a little disappointed. We asked ourselves why he didn't tell us before the meeting. Anyway, that's Thursday. And we need to reschedule the meeting. The Friday is the Good Friday, so it will be off at at Singapore and India. The front-end engineer is Indian engineer, so that means we cannot discuss at Friday, and next Monday is Chinese public holiday, so we cannot discuss the demo as well. That means we need to reschedule the demo next Tuesday or Wednesday. Yeah, it's a long time for the demo, and you can see I want to demo it as soon as possible. I don't want others to feel that I'm not a problem solution. I'm not a problem solution quicker. Yeah. So I am disappointed. I wish next week we could have a more better solution for us. We could have more feedbacks from our leaders. Okay, let's talk about my life. As you can see, it's public holiday in China. Include 2-day weekend and 1-day Qingming festival. So it's a 3-day holiday. So at that point, I read a book called The World I See. Is written by Feifei Li. Feifei Li is an artificial intelligence expert who is a Chinese American, and since she is a Chinese American, it's a migration. So I'm very curious about her life. She is a woman, so that is another reason why I'm very curious. As the engineering side, as the engineering field, there are not much women, but Feifei Li is a woman, and she is a Chinese American. So, I'm very curious. How can she do that? I cannot imagine why. I cannot imagine. So I read the book. It's a 600 pages book, and I already read 1/4. I think it's a very interesting book. I even want to introduce the book to my daughter. Yeah. Her excellent job impressed us forward. So I think that's an excellent book and excellent life for me and for my daughter. I want to recommend the book to my daughter. Yeah. Woman is a very interesting topic. Sometimes we always say that you cannot do that because you are a woman, but why? Maybe we could try. Even you are a woman. There are so many not fair points if you are a woman, and there are so many precise points that if you are a woman, you cannot do something. Blah blah. Okay. However, maybe it's not impossible. Maybe recent years, since I am a doctor father, so I also considered myself, what can I do? What I want to talk more for women. Yeah. So that is a book for my daughter, and it's really a interesting book for me and for my daughter. Okay. I bought some fruits and vegetables from the market, so let's keep going. We talked about my work. I talked about the holiday. I read a book called The Word I Have Said, written by Li Feifei. And I also want to talk about my daughter. Recently her online English class teacher back, went back. Yeah, that means she can have English class, online English class again. From last Tuesday, she had a new English class again. You know, from last June, she had started to have an online English class. We want to improve her English skills, include pronunciation, speaking, and we want to give her more confidence. We want to let her show her English. We want her know that we want to let her know she isn't the only one who can speak English in the world, you know. She lived in the environment where almost everyone cannot speak English. So previously it feels very weird for her because no one can speak English except me and her wife, her mommy. However, recently at kindergarten, she learned more Chinese. At that point, I felt doubt about herself. Can she speak more English as before? Can she lost her English skills, speaking possibility? So for this reason, I take the responsibility and I can speak English when my wife I can speak English with my daughter when my wife had to work. Yeah, that's why. That's the work. Yeah. So anyway, there is a point this Saturday my daughter can speak fluently, not very fluently, but you know, she can speak more than before with her teacher, and we are very impressed that she can speak more and more than before. I think that is the point we felt that the class is deserved to her. And we also think that we spend much money, but it's obviously valuable than we thought. I used to thought that maybe she can learn English by watching radios, but and I can speak with her. But actually my English is not very good, so I am pleased that there is a teacher can teach her. And as a book I read before, Feifei Li has also Feifei Li has also a good high school teacher, mathematics teacher, who helped her a lot. If without the teacher, Feifei Li cannot get so much achievement. So we need to feel lucky if we have a teacher like that, and thanks for it. That's what my daughter can get. Okay, that's the last week, and I'm not sure, as I'm still trying to improve my English, Last week besides of work and life, I tried to do a configuration for OpenClaw, and I tried to use OpenClaw to do some financial work. However, I spent a lot of time to configure it, and I spent a lot of time to try to make it like a Western man. However, I did realize that it's not perfect like my thought. OpenClaw is a trend in China. However, the trend is already declined. More and more people realize that OpenClaw is just like a bubble, financial bubble. We don't know, but maybe I can have a try. Maybe I don't want to be I'm still trying to improve myself. Besides work, I'm still not safe. I'm seeking another way to improve my wealth. So there is only one way for me now. I know I can improve, that is English, I can improve my English, so I can improve the ability to earn money. Besides all that, I don't know. So open club is a financial scale, maybe, but I cannot know how to do that with open club. Anyway, I'm trying to do my best. So let's hard work and imagine the bright future. Let's imagine the bright future. Okay, that's today's weekly journey. See you.